definitely see that Justin Fields is one of the fastest quarterbacks in the NFL. But Sam, what does Fields need to improve upon from last year to this year?
Justin Fields needs to improve as a passer. We understand that he's great when things are scrambled or when there's pressure in the pocket. He's great with his legs, but people aren't afraid of him as a quarterback in the pocket. So if he can improve himself as a pocket passer, not just at least when it was last year in Pittsburgh, situational, running the ball on 3rd and short. Justin Fields has an opportunity to take the New York Jets offense to a different level, but his play has to improve as a pure quarterback, not just as a supreme athlete.
That's Sam. That's Jeremy. Appreciate your insight, guys.
We did have a scary moment last night in preseason football taking place in Atlanta. Play suspended in the 4th quarter of the Lions-Falcons game after an injury to Lions safety Maurice Norris. Norris did take an inadvertent knee to the head while attempting to tackle Nathan Carter. He was eventually taken off the field in an ambulance. The game resumed with the Falcons snapping the ball one time but not running a play. Both teams just standing there and choosing to simply let the clock run. The officiating crew announced the suspension of the game with 6 minutes and 31 seconds remaining, citing a call from the New York League office. The Lions head coach Dan Campbell said Norris was breathing, talking, and had some movement after the game. The Lions tweeted this, that Maurice Norris is in stable condition and has feeling and movement in all his extremities. He'll remain at Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta overnight for observation. We'd like to thank the Atlanta Falcons organization, the EMS team at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and the doctors and staff at Grady.
Pro football debut. I don't ever remember a rookie that has been drafted outside of the first round taking the league by storm. Sanders throws, touchdown, putting on a show here in the 2nd quarter.
I wasn't nervous, it was just being comfortable. When I say I'm comfortable, it's being uncomfortable.
A primetime game performance for the son of prime time. Jeremy Fowler and Sam Acho are back with us to talk about Shedeur Sanders. And Sam, I'm going to start with you. What was your reaction to Shedeur Sanders' first game as a pro?
I was extremely impressed. Shedeur Sanders was comfortable and confident. You saw him stand in the pocket and take hits and deliver strikes. Some of the throws that he made popped and jumped off of the screen. They were veteran-type plays. He looked like a vet. He did not look like a rookie. What also impressed me was his ability to use his legs. He did not show that in college in Colorado. So for me, the level of development and growth for Shedeur Sanders and calmness on the sideline stood out more than anything else.
So, Jeremy, based on what you've heard out of Browns camp, did Shedeur do enough last night to improve his standing on the depth chart?
Doesn't hurt. I mean, he put himself in a nice position, especially because everybody else is hurt. Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, they've had hamstring issues. This is a prime opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to work his way potentially into that 2 spot, because Joe Flacco, I think the expectation is that he'll earn the starting job as long as things go the way they have been. He'll probably start that 3rd preseason game. So they're sort of treating him like a starter right now. But otherwise, this is a blank canvas, and he showed accuracy. He's been accurate in camp. And I know the Browns are really happy with his ability to avoid sacks. That was the issue of Colorado. You know, lack of urgency in the pocket has been a knock on him, especially talking to some people that were involved in the Panthers-Browns practice this week before the preseason game. So he showed the ability to get rid of the ball and do that. Now can he do it against some better competition, some more pressure in the backfield? That's going to be the issue for him. But like those red zone throws were lights out. I was texting with some people around the league. They said that was impressive. He reset his feet, delivered the ball, tight window spots, and it was good.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we saw at Colorado, accuracy is a part of his game. He led the country in accuracy last year in completion percentage in college. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
But wait, there's more. As in rookies to keep an eye on Saturday as preseason action continues. Titans fans will get their first chance to see #1 overall pick Cam Ward in action as Tennessee takes on Tampa Bay in his lone season at Miami. Ward set single-season records for passing yards and TDs. The Jags traded up to the 2nd spot to select Heisman winner and 2-way star Travis Hunter. Head coach Liam Cohen told reporters Thursday that Hunter will take snaps on both sides of the ball in his debut. And in a crowded quarterback room in New York, Jackson Dart will look to move up the depth chart as head coach Brian Dable confirmed the former Ole Miss standout would see time in the Giants' preseason opener against the Bills. All right, Jeremy and Sam still with us. Jeremy, I start with you here. What are you hearing is the plan for Jackson Dart in terms of his development to try and become a starter, starting with tonight?
Yeah, so tonight they just want to see poise and a good, clean operation. They're keeping it pretty simple with Jackson Dart, bringing him up from the ground up. But they've been impressed with how highly motivated he is and how quickly he has learned the offense. So far, so good. Russell Wilson, everybody around the league pretty much believes he's entrenched as a starter and will get a healthy run there that gives Dart time to develop. But they just want to see him run the offense cleanly. They're not expecting huge splash plays. Use your mobility when you need it, but so far so good.
All right, Sam, your turn now. As far as grading on that rookie curve, what do you want to see Jackson Dart show his teammates and coaches tonight?
I want to see him show his teammates that the moment isn't too big for him. I don't want to see him look like a rookie. We saw Shedeur Sanders, for example, look like a veteran in his first action. What will it look like for Jackson Dart? We talk about the speed of the game. I remember going from college to the NFL. There's a different level in the preseason. It also speeds up in the regular season. I want to see how will Jackson Dart adjust to the speed of the NFL.
All right, let's talk about another quarterback. Now, it's crazy that a guy who went first overall at the quarterback position is talking about as little as Cam Ward is. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, he led the show with for crying out loud. Jeremy, what's the word on Ward from Titans?
Well, he's actually going to play. We're talking about these other quarterbacks who probably aren't going to play. Cam Ward is going to be in that lineup. And so I spent some time at Tennessee's camp. Head coach Brian Callahan told me that the work ethic is legit. He's in the building 4:35 a.m. every day. He's bringing teammates with him. So he seems to be a multiplier in that area. He says he processes information quickly, and they'll even go back and forth. Cam Ward will give his opinion if he doesn't agree with a criticism or something like that. They'll have those talks, and I saw that firsthand. He had a bad practice one day. Him and head coach Brian Callahan were talking for 10 minutes about what went wrong and the miscues. But the day before and the day after, he was really good. So you see the flashes. I will say, when he rolls out, he's creative. He's an artist. Like I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes, but he's got a little bit of that. The sidearm throws, the moves. Like that's where he will thrive if he gets a chance.
What's crazy is Ward, again, a QB taken first overall, not even the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That would be Ashton Jenkins, the running back in Las Vegas. Ward second on that market at ESPN Bet. All right, Sam, question for you surrounding Cam Ward. What is the biggest one on your mind going into tonight?
Will he be able to be as much of a magician in college or in the NFL as he was in college? We saw him move around in the pocket. It looked easy to him in college. We saw the same thing for Caleb Williams, but he got sacked 68 times. What will happen when Cam Ward faces NFL pressure, NFL veterans? Will he be able to move around a lot? Will he be able to escape in the pocket? That's what I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Yes, it's the preseason, it's limited action. You're not going to see as many as exotic of defenses, but some of that arm talent, his mobility, it either will be exposed or he'll be able to continue to shine.
All right, fellas, the player taken second in the draft behind Cam Ward, of course, the Jaguars, Travis Hunter. They traded up to the second spot to select the guy who is a two-way star. So, Jeremy, we know the Jags intend to use him on both sides of the ball. Do people around the league, though, think that's realistic?
Well, they're trying to temper expectations a little bit, or at least I will, because when people think going both sides, they think he's going to play 110, 120 snaps. That's just not going to happen. It's not realistic in the NFL. But asking some other teams about what's a good model for Hunter, they say maybe play 40 snaps on offense, 30 snaps on defense, or 45-25, however you want to split it up. But it's not going to be an insane amount of snaps. But they do believe that since they, people who spent time with Hunter in Colorado, they believe he's that kind of special, not only player, but personality, where he can handle it. If anybody can, then he can. He's really well conditioned. The problem is if you put him out at cornerback and you play him a lot, he's already playing offense, then they're going to have Derrick Henry and those big running backs coming right at you. You're going to have to tackle. That questions your durability a little bit. So those are some things he has to answer early.
Well, let's ask someone who did play in the NFL and knows what it's like to bang with the best of the best. Sam, can this guy really be a two-way star like he was in college at the NFL level?
Yes, Travis Hunter. Yes, Travis Hunter can be a two-way star in the NFL like he was in college. The reason why is that every time he stepped on the field, he starred, he shined. I remember at TCU when his first game in Colorado had an interception at the fourth quarter to seal the game. And that's on defense. He went on a few years later and ended up winning the best wide receiver in college football. So Travis Hunter has the conditioning, has the mindset, has the stardom, that ability, that it factor to be able to shine, and I believe he can do it on both sides of the football.
Talking ball with a couple of buddies in the morning just feels good here on SportsCenter. NFL preseason action continues today. 8 games, starting with the Giants and the Bills at 1 Eastern. Let's talk about it. Senior reporter Kaylin Kaler joins us now. A beautiful morning in Orchard Park. Good morning to you, Kaylin. Appreciate the time. And I want to start on the Giants side here with Jackson Dart. What are you hearing about how much he might play this evening?